All right. So, in other PlayStation Classic hacking news, some data miners have, of course, been searching through the files, seeing what they could find, and they found a list of rejected PlayStation games. And some of these are, again, odd, and some of those are kind of like, well, yeah, you should have had that in there from the beginning.
Or Crash. Is Crash on there?
Crash is on there.
Spyro? Not Spyro?
I don't think Spyro, honestly. So here is the full list of the 36 games that the PlayStation Classic rejected. Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon, Colin McKay Rally, Crash Bandicoot, Crash 2, Toy Story 2, Driver, Air Guys, Fighting Force, Gran Turismo, GTA 2, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Kagero, Klonoa, Kula World, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, Medal of Honor, Medieval, Mega Man Legends. What could have been? Mr. Driller G, Paka Paka Passion, Parappa the Rapper, Parasite Eve, Raystorm, Ridge Racer, Silent Hill, Spec Ops Stealth Patrol, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha, Suikoden, Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider 2, Tamba, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Vagrant Story, Wild Arms 2, and Xevious 3D/G+.
They made a Chocobo game?
Yeah, I'm glad that one didn't make it.
What the heck?
It's basically, yeah, it's what it sounds
Final
like. It's
Fantasy
like
spin-off about a Chocobo?
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of like, I think it's an RPG.
You just play as a giant, like, little chicken?
Like a chibi form of a Chocobo, like a cute version. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it, but it's a thing. So,
right.
Yeah, man, some of these are real keepers, though.
Yeah, I never even thought about that. Tomb Raider should have been on there.
Yeah, Tomb Raider should have been on there, totally. And guess what? There's no plans to remake those games anytime soon, so that whole argument never made any sense to me. Like, oh, well, the only reason they're not going to do, Crash and Spyro is because you can get the remakes.
I'm disappointed that Toy Story 2 didn't make the cut.
Yeah, that's apparently a pretty decent game. You play as Buzz Lightyear.
Sounds fun.
A lot of people like Driver. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is an interesting choice. A lot of people rag on that game nowadays because it just looks terrible.
I think I've heard of that, actually, yeah.
It's bad. But man, oh goodness. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, that's one that I've kind of wanted to take a look at. Mega Man Legends. Not enough people have played Mega Man Legends to like... It's a great looking game. They don't understand. No, they don't. It's just too short. Like, you can... I played the game so many times. I think the first time I played through it was 10 hours. Every subsequent play... And that's only because I got stuck in one place. I didn't know where to go. And ever since then, it's about a 6-hour game. It's not long at all. There is extra stuff you can do. And if you do everything in the game, it's 10 hours. Completionist run. Parasite Eve, I think, got onto the Japanese version. We didn't get that. You have the Street Fighter Alpha games on there.
Not to mention Crash.
Silent Hill. That's a classic PlayStation game.
I just feel like they should have had the first of like the big ones, like the first Crash game, the first Spyro, the first Tomb Raider.
Sure. Yeah.
At least. You know?
If you had to cap it at 20, I can think of more than 3 games that don't belong on there that are on there. I don't know what they were thinking. And the list is apparently just, these were games that were tested to make sure that they could run on it.
Okay. I would have loved to have been there, like in the meetings where they were like talking over what should be in it, just to kind of hear what they say, like what their reasonings are.
Right.
It's just weird, man.
Yeah, I a lot of people look at this as a cash grab, and people are kind of, of the opinion that the
system itself
didn't really
is a cash
care.
grab.
Yeah, they didn't really care. There's even the theory out there that it's of such a low quality compared to what Sony puts out with its consoles that they feel like some other company made this thing.
Yeah, and also it doesn't hold up to the Nintendo. If it's meant to rival those, it doesn't hold up at all. The Nintendo,
it doesn't.
The Super and the regular NES, they have all the big ones on there. Like,
Yeah.
there's not room for complaints as far as the selection goes.
Nintendo didn't use an open source emulator. They gave you games that I mean, I will still make the argument that the NES Classic had games on there that didn't belong on there.
Yeah, but I mean, can you think of a lot that should have replaced them? I mean,
it would have been licensed stuff. It would have been stuff very
exactly.
hard to do. But I mean, yeah, sure, throw them on there if you could, because you can fit them on there. There's 30 games. I mean, not many people would agree with this, but I'd rather have 30 games on there, 10 of them being bad, 20 being good, than just having 20 good games.
Well, so
because you got options.
It's like I said, it's like having a PlayStation Classic with no Crash at all, not one Crash game, is like having an NES Classic with no Mario.
Or a Sega console with no Sonic.
Yeah.
And I understand Crash is not owned by Sony, it's owned by Activision, but during those days, like, Crash was synonymous with PlayStation. So, yeah, you have to... They should have been the bold. They should have paid whatever licensing fees they needed to pay.
It would have paid off.
Right.
You know, like,
yeah. It's, I don't know, disappointment, but maybe people will fix it. Hopefully.